everybody or text everybody the night before. Did we do that the night before or the day before?
This time we didn't.
Okay. I have that on my checklist from now. I'm sorry if I dropped the ball. I'll make sure that I reach out better this next time. Okay, and then let's see. Let's go ahead. This is exciting. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting the attendance level when we send it out the night before. Because right now only Angela's here. She loves calendars and schedules, and so she's on top of things.
Oh, so she loves calendars and stuff. Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Angela, reach out to me. This is Diana. So reach out to me because man, we got some stuff for you to do, girlfriend.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Step 1. Does somebody want to read that for us this morning?
Step 1, the vision.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy to.
Go ahead.
To help every young person identify and develop their unique talents and dedicate them to the Lord's service. We envision a world where never again must a young person live an aimless life. We see a time when all young people know their true purpose and lead meaningful lives in the Lord's service.
Thank you, Kathy. I want to say something right here. This is really important because the vision, it's not just something we read, it's something we want to live.
Mm-hmm.
As many people know here in the team that we had somebody that passed away, not here with our group, but somebody I knew that was a young person. And it's so sad because without direction, they're hopeless. And when people are hopeless, they die. So what we want to do, I was learning again, and I knew this years ago, but it's really been good teaching that if you've been missing the leadership class, you want to go to the leadership table on Mondays at 9 a.m. because I'm telling you, it's going to give you some tools to start working with people that God has put in your path, and you might not even realize who they are, but you'll make a list of these people, and you'll learn how to reach out to them and share and encourage to them because we don't want anybody dying with a life that's aimless, that has no direction. So that's what we're here to do, is get training so we can reach the people in our community and on the web or wherever God sends you to minister, okay? So the vision is very, very important, and we have to keep our eye on that one. Okay, values. Tina, would you like to read this?
Sure. So sacrificing. We take up our cross and we step out of our comfort zone for Christ. And faithful. We are faithful in that which is least so that we can be faithful also in much. And it's Luke 10 verse 16%. And are intentional. We lead purposeful and intentional lives by having a definite aim. Not living aimless lives. Improvement. Something better is our watchword. Deborah's asking where do I do.
I'm talking to her.
Okay.
She sent it to everyone.
Oh, okay. Improvement, something better is our watchword. And leadership development. We give others the opportunities we wish we had when we were in their situation. And we finish the work we start. We develop leaders who can take up the work of spreading the gospel wherever they are. And we're biased for action. We are geared to set and take actionable steps towards our goal. And communication is the key and a vital part of our ministry.
Amen. Thank you. And our mission is to inspire and rightly train an army of youth to dedicate their lives to Christ's service, to help finish the work of redemption before the soon coming of Jesus.
Amen.
Okay, thank you, Lord. And people, there's so many people. And I want to share this today because I think this is something that's a key thing too that really is hitting home with me today. And I just have to share it, is an idle person. We were learning today in our devotions this morning that an idle person, that's like sinning. Like they punished for being idle and just saying, oh, well, I don't sin and I don't do this and I don't do that, and we're living in peace and that's good, but that's not. If you're not working for the Lord, if you're not gathering, you're scattering. So those are some things that we need to remember this week, not to scatter but to gather. So I want you to be encouraged to reach out of the people. Make that list. Make that list, please. Okay.
Mom made it.
Oh, praise the Lord. Hi, my friend Deborah.
Hello.
Oh, she can't hear it. She's deaf.
Oh, sorry. don't know what that means, but
Seriously.
Wait.
No, I
Okay.
don't think she can.
okay. Confirm annual OKRs and confidence in achieving quarterly objectives. Go ahead, Brother Enoch. You do it so well.
I am helping Mom.
Okay.
Unwrap
Who wants
herself.
to go through that one for me? I can do it if not, nobody else. Or hey, who do we have on there? Is it Angela or who do we have on there? Deborah. Angela. Angela,
I'm here.
would you like to read our step 2 and all the way through that one for us?
Sure. Okay. Step 2, reconfirm annual OKRs and confidence in achieving quarterly projects. And 1, Enoch complete the DFG value ladder by the end of 2020.
Yes.
And we have another one for some reason. Drip system. Oh, I guess that's a sub under the
Yeah.
first one. Drip system free content. DFGB direction from God book is number 2. Number 3, DFGC direction from God course. Number 4, DFGP direction from God program. And number 5, DFGE direction from God event. And we have a cute little graphic here.
Yes, that's
Or how it all is going to work. Okay, number 2, Kim Leaves of Autumn. We want to sell 100 pieces of free content a day by the end of 2020. And number 3, Cameron, Systemology course. Fully systemize the essential contact roadmap, which identifies the 20% of systems, 20% of systems that will bring 80% of the results of the Army of Youth DFG program, starting with the subscriptions.
Wow, you did a great job. Thank you so much. Nice job. Yes, those are our objectives.
All right, Mom can hear us now.
Welcome.
Welcome, Deborah. We miss you, honey.
Glad you're here.
We just can't hear her. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, there she is. Hey, lady. Okay, and then 2B. Who would like to read that one for us? Deborah, would you be interested?
I'd rather just listen. Thanks.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Okay. Enoch, would you like to? Or who else do we have online?
It's Angela.
Angela.
What do you want me to read?
2B.
This.
Oh, that's for you to ask.
Oh, that's for me to ask?
Each of us what our confidence is.
Oh, look at there. I get to read this. Reconfirm confidence in achieving quarterly objectives for July, August, September 2020. Number 1, Enoch will work with the team to develop leaders by September the 23rd as measured by having 21 leaders that lead 4 generations. Enoch. These are questions or statements because there's no question mark.
So, this is an area that we can update in the template because Mom and Diana keep getting confused with this part. It's the same thing that we do every week. Where
Month or
no,
week?
every week. Yeah, we do it every week.
Okay.
The portion of this meeting where you see at the weekly we're fulfilling the monthly, and
Right.
at the monthly we're fulfilling the quarterly.
Right.
So we're asking how close are we to reaching our quarterly projects. So it's asking on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in blank, and then
So,
that.
Should
So
say
this
on
should have
a
a question,
scale.
right? On a scale.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you don't have to put it there, and you updating here isn't going to update
Yeah.
it. Just go to the weekly on this question, and then copy and paste the instructions and put it over on the
Okay.
template.
Thank you.
That would help.
Thank you. Might have to
But-
make a note of that, Tina. Okay, so Enoch.
So we're on the second. I don't even know what you call it. The second month of the quarter.
We are on the last month of the quarter, September.
What?
It says July, August, and September.
So,
So
it's
that would
September.
be-
We're
This
just
would be the
starting.
length.
Yeah, we finished the second.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So okay.
This
So we
is the
just
last.
finished the second
Oh.
Yes.
month of the quarter because we're still in August.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, we're not in September, are we?
No,
Sorry.
that's okay. I was like, wait, what just happened?
So,
I honestly don't know because I haven't really been.
Well, we do have some leadership, though,
Interesting.
actually. Enoch will work with the team to develop leaders by
Yeah.
September the 23rd, as measured by having 21 leaders that lead 4 generations. So we have two groups that have 4 generations. We were talking about that last night. Remember, Enoch? There
No.
was one that we were talking about. The quote cards now have a team of
If you update it here, it won't update
4,
on the
and then I
template.
think we have another department. I don't remember what the other department is that has 4. Maybe it's slides, designs of what's it?
They're a small group.
A small group. Okay, so that's 2, and then so yeah.
Chatal.
So, okay, so there's actually we're achieving it, and I think by next month we'll even have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because
it's moving
small
pretty
groups.
fast.
Small
Yeah.
groups is
So we can
huge.
say 7.
Okay, 7.
Alright.
Nice job. Didn't that feel good? Okay.
It feels better when I can see it, because hearing things goes through one ear, not the other. I'm not an audio learner.
Well, it's going to be on there in just a second.
Well, no, I mean the names and the people.
Oh.
He's the graphic visual.
Oh,
He
gotcha,
sees the
gotcha.
graphic of the leaders
I'm with
and
him.
their
Yeah,
generation.
I
I was
Pictures.
looking for my bubble chart that I thought was on my project board, and I'm like, where's my bubble chart?
No, it's not.
I can't function without my bubble chart. I don't even know where to find it, because when I tried doing the org chart, I thought it was called the org chart, because I can't remember what the
It's
name
called
of it is.
Today and Tomorrow.
And I see how, if it's not on my project board, I won't remember the name of it. And I'm like, what is it called? That's half the battle, is learning what things are called.
Yeah.
So if I put a list on
The
there,
only thing you
bubble
have to
chart.
remember as far as links is just remember thearmyofyouth.com/links.
Links.
If you can remember the word links,
And then,
then it has all the titles
but you
for
just
it.
saying that, I would remember that before and after would be called that, or before
No, you
and
would.
tomorrow.
It says org chart. You're looking for org chart. It has that word. It has all the keywords you would recognize.
Well, when I typed in org chart,
Yeah, if you go to links and you type in org chart with Control F, you'll find it. Seconds.
if I remember what I'm looking for, the name of it.
Well, you just told me it was org. If you just typed in org,
Oh,
you'd
org.
find it.
Well, I did go to org chart. Never mind, we're not talking about that. This is another project. Okay, Diana will write, oh no, Deborah. Deborah gets to write the Direction from God book by September 23rd as measured by being ready to publish. That is a big challenge. I don't know how people do that. That's amazing.
Jason joined.
Would we say we're like almost 1 to 10? Would we say we're at a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or 5 on that book?
I think Mom got really far with. Go ahead, Mom.
I'm thinking that it said to have it done by the 23rd, did it?
Yeah, September the 23rd. That's a month away.
I don't know, maybe we're at I don't know, maybe a 4.
Nice job. That
Wait,
is
Is that 4 out of 5?
Hey, that's
That's
pretty good.
out of 10.
No,
It's out of 10.
4 out of 10? Yeah, maybe out of 4.
Nice job. Thank you for working on that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the furthest we've been
Wow.
since we started. And Theodora has been a huge help in that process.
Yeah.
Because that's been our biggest
That's
obstacle
the
is the transcriptions, and she's just knocking things out.
That's not easy.
I hope she knows that too.
Yeah.
she smiled.
Oh, good. I thought she was gone.
No,
forgot
no,
she's
she
back.
doesn't
I didn't
leave
see
till
her.
Friday. She doesn't leave till
Oh,
Friday.
oh,
Okay. I could have her reading if I saw
oh,
her.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Richard.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine, Tina. You're fine. Okay, Deborah, thank you. Thank you for your guys' team working towards that. I really appreciate it. Well, can you imagine we're at a 4? That is great news.
It really
wow.
is.
That's a hard thing to do. So that's even, I'll just look at that goes, where do you begin?
And Jason's here too.
Jason, welcome. Okay, number 3, common rule, improve the system by
Thank-
September 23rd as measured by key results.
In other words, we didn't finish it.
We didn't finish it?
No, we didn't know the key result.
We didn't know the key result? What, do we have the key result now? Yeah, we finished that part. What's our key result on that?
It's kind of hard to figure out a
Who
key
wrote
result for
that?
that.
I think
No, what-
Comron has kind of came up with something with the key result. Have we not, Comron? How to measure it by? To improving the systems? We talked about the other day, and I think you said, "Oh yeah, we can measure it by that." I heard you say something like that. Do you remember that? Can you call that? No, you can't recall that. Okay. Okay. Well, so we definitely have got to come up with that. We've got to figure out how we can measure that, so that we know where we're at with that. So, Tina, did we write that somewhere? Did we really work on that one thing in particular? Or is it
Yeah.
it's already there?
Yeah, I can do that.
So we would say we're at what, at a 1, 0 by key result?
Karma's been working.
He's been working on the systems, but it's not
We
as
just
measured
don't know.
by. So in other words, we have to be able to have, our goal is to figure out how we can
Yeah.
measure it by. So like, he's been working on the systems, I would say he's like at a 3 because he's learned the systems and he's found a new technique or something that's going to work. He said that like it's going to change the whole system. It's going to be really good. So he's been working on it. I would put him as a 3 on that. Not that he's learned the systems, but how to measure. That's the question. A 1 to 10. Are you close to being able to figure out how we can measure the systems, where we're at on it, on improving them? So that's one thing we have to figure out. So that's going to be your watchword. No, your watch project. How can I learn to measure this? 1 to 10. Am I saying that right?
But measure it like, it could be like 20 systems on the system assigned board. It could be having a person go through the slide design training and be able to create like slides with. It could be having a graphic designer create, like being able to use the systems and create quote cards. It could be something along those lines.
So be thinking about how we can measure that, Kamra. That's something we need to really come up with. Okay,
I
let's
know
move on.
today in our meeting this afternoon about the quote card team, we could really identify how the number of systems that we need in order to make this work.
Okay, awesome. That's what we want to do. So, and Kamra, we can keep an eye on that one for this today. It's 3 o'clock meeting. Okay,
Can you write that down, Tina?
number 4, and that's the key results for
That's
this
not me.
month
That's not me.
at 3 o'clock today.
Well, I was trying to figure out quarterly projects.
I know. Write down to find out the number of systems we need to systemize the quote card team.
Number 4, Enoch will market the Direction from God value ladder by September 23rd as measured by selling 60 courses.
You can put Conrad's name on that.
Oh, who want to change that to Kamra?
No, I was talking to Tina.
Oh, Tina. Okay.
I don't know what you said.
Okay, number 4. Enoch will market the Direction from God value letter by September 23rd as measured by selling 60 courses.
I think Mom's, we replaced it with Mom's
I thought we
name.
did too.
She's been doing all the monthly ones.
I think we have it on the other one, 728. I think it has
So-
her name on it.
Yeah, we could put Mom on that.
Me?
Yeah, number 4.
Number 4.
So Enoch. Deborah.
I think we've got 2 courses sold this these last 2 months.
Praise the Lord. That's
Great.
good news.
2 out of 60.
2 out of 60, so we're still at a 0.8 then?
I don't know.
0.10?
Point-
Because we have to have 20, how many was it?
It was 60.
60.
I don't know. I don't know
Just
how
put that
much
for
it is.
them. I'll have my map.
I thought that was a 0.5.
Wait, last time was 0.5, so if we got
There
one
you
more,
go.
we'd have to do a 0.10.
0.10 is
Not quite there yet. Well, hey, we're doing there. It's
0.10
almost
is,
at a 1.
is less.
yeah, it's less than 0.5.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah.
0.10? Oh, that's right.
0.9 is the
0.9.
highest, and then
Right.
Last month we had 0.5,
Point.
but then we added another month, so I think it's still
Oh.
0.5. 'Cause if we
Oh,
did
for the
one
month.
each- yeah.
Okay, so it'd be 0.5. Okay, gotcha.
If we sold another one next month, it'd be 0.5 again.
So if we sell 2 next month, it's going to be how much?
I don't know, 0.75. Welcome, Leah. Glad you can join us, sister.
Anybody that hasn't answered that, go ahead and throw it out there.
It's less
Use your
than 1.
calculator,
We
okay?
could just say less than 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 3, prior months to, who'd you say joined us, Leah?
Yeah.
Welcome, Leah.
Is there anyone else
Oh,
I should
so
be reaching
nice.
out to?
Okay, awesome.
So we're gonna go to work.
Thank you.
Well.
Will do.
Yes. Prior month in review. Okay, what worked well this past month? Here we go. What worked well this
Kim.
past month?
Kim?
Kim?
I'm talking to Kathy. She asked me a
Thank
question.
The live cast worked really well.
The live gas? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, it went over well. Good, good, good. That's good news. Well,
I
and
was thankful for
The
that.
system overview, what Leah's been doing with the onboarding overview systems has been extremely well. That's been a blessing.
wonderful. Nice job.
And I think it was a huge, Kamran then took off, but I think it was a huge step in the right direction with what Kamran and Jason have been working together with the funnels. Is we're in great need of people's attention to help with funnels, and Jason and Kamran has been knocking stuff out, so that's really good.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Thank you, Jason.
Jason wants to help create chatbots on Messenger for the Army of Youth, which is basically an automated, it's like email marketing but with Messenger, and people check messages like there's an 80% open rate, where on emails it's like 10-15% open rate. So he knows how to do that.
Wow.
And Mom and I wanted to do that like a year ago, but Mom didn't have the technical ability and I didn't focus it, and so it never happened. But Jason has a technical and ability to focus, and he has that experience, so
Praise
that's
the
awesome.
Lord. That is good news. That is really good news. And what else worked well this last week?
Hacking at the funnels.
Hacking at the funnels? Funnel hacking? No.
Yeah, funnel hacking.
That went well. Also, what went well was with Deborah and Theodora working on
The
the
transcriptions.
transcriptions. That went well. And it's going well.
And I think Angela's discovery call went really well.
Yeah.
Plugging her in, finding her gifts and her background and experience, and helping with the worksheets. I think she's the right person for the job. She's.
Yeah, I
doing
looked
great.
at the worksheet. I like it.
I look forward to looking at it.
Yeah.
Nice job. Nice job.
Praise God.
So I'll have to put that one in there too. Number 5.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And the small groups. This last month, we set a goal to split twice and have 4 groups, and we got that 3 weeks early.
Wow. That's amazing. And I'm really excited about the leadership table. I think it's really growing and moving, and I think it's really developing leaders. I think I've heard good stuff about it. People are really enjoying coming on Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning for this leadership table. It's amazing the tools you're going to get there.
Yeah, and I really see how the small group leaders, or the small groups, are developing people who are willing to accept a leadership mindset, so it makes it easier to bring the attendance to those leadership tables, because now they're like, okay, if I'm going to be a leader, I need to get the training, and they have an invested interest. Now everything that's shared in the leadership training becomes just-in-time information, because they're going to apply it immediately.
I love that just in time. That is so neat, just in time, so you're not wasting your time
Yeah,
trying to figure out where to put information.
exactly.
You're using it. Wow. And I was able to share that with another person this 2 days ago, and it really hit home with them even. They were like, wow, because they came to my house and they spent 4 hours and like, I don't know what to do with my life, and they were crying. And I was like, you know what? You know what you have to do. She's being sued for $4 million. She goes, where am I going to come up with $4 million? And I'm like, and she goes, I don't know how I'm going to come up with it. And I'm like, it's okay. So guess what? You get to be your own attorney. You have something you can focus in on, which is what? Learning?
Just-in-time.
Just-in-time learning. I said, there's courses out there. That's
right.
the other part. There's courses out
That's
there.
right.
Don't go try to find your own information.
Yeah.
Go find a course on
Yeah.
how to deal with it, because
Absolutely.
somebody has a course.
That's
and
good.
you are going to master it.
That's powerful.
Isn't that cool?
Wow, that's really cool.
So I love it when we all get to share what we learned.
And Mom shared that Jennifer, our bookkeeper, is able to work with us more.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I saw that. She texted.
And she even filled out the weekly form.
Oh, Jennifer did, yeah.
She did.
Yeah, those weekly report forms have been going extremely well for getting a pulse. One thing that we need to improve is getting people very clear on what are measurable key results for their roles. Everybody needs to know that I have this number of things, and by this time that I'm expected to do every week, so that we have a rhythm in our responsibilities and production of
And the people work
content.
better with that. They
Yeah,
actually
they
work
do.
if they
'Cause-
know what the goal is. If they
Because it
don't-
brings certainty and
Yeah.
clarity and stability, and helps them to feel needed and know where their contribution fits in the big picture, and how people are depending on them to get things done by a certain time.
That's what I have on my project board. Once I'm
Go ahead.
as I'm learning to master it, because that's one thing that I wanted Kathy to be aware of, so we can send that out with it. on those days, not even that days, but like the beginning of the week, so they know that week where our aim is for that week. So everybody
Yeah.
has a clear picture of what our aim is, and especially our monthly meeting. If we give that to them and they can look at that and they can see where we want to work towards,
Yeah.
but then also do it on a weekly one, they'll hit the targets that we want them to hit.
Absolutely, and you remind me, I was listening to this podcast from Alex Sharfin, and he talks a lot about the two entrepreneurs, about different personality types. And one thing that he just urges people over and over, he has this like coaching program for entrepreneurs, and one of the first things he sets them up with is like this waterfall concept, where it's very similar to what we're doing. He talks about having a strategic plan, and how companies, they have their strategy mapped out like 5 years, 10 years in advance.
Oh yeah.
He said he had a cousin who was working for Apple, and he asked his cousin, how long do you think you're going to work for Apple? He's like, I don't know, but I know at least for the 6 years, because there is a project 6 years from now that I really want to be a part of, and I do not want to miss that. And it's just like, some of these people, like, they know, like, it's like there needs to be a level of predictability and like where we're going, and he was mentioning how a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't have that. They're like doing day by day, and it brings a lot of confusion and lack of productivity with the team. But he's saying that when you get a strategic plan, and he's like plan out the entire year in advance, and he talked about having quarterly and monthly and weekly objectives where, and he's saying, and then you renew them, and he was describing basically what we do, and I'm like, praise the Lord, but he was describing it in a way that I know we haven't mastered that yet, so it's so clear. We just kind of have like a basic structure, skeleton framework, and we're kind of like see through a glass darkly, but God's giving us greater clarity. And part of that, because we learned this from James Friel, and I know that these two know each other because they're in the ClickFunnels community, and they're in the inner circle with Russell Brunson. But Alex Sharfin, he was saying that when you have this year mapped out, then every month, right now what we're doing, you review this, and Alex Sharfin also has run like over $100 million in different businesses and stuff. So he's a serial entrepreneur, and he helps entrepreneurs of all sorts of different scales. But he shows that when you have a strategic plan, everyone in the company is able to know exactly what the priorities
and to
are.
work towards it and how to get there.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a whole department we have to develop, because there's so much information that when it comes time, we want them to have their quarterly goal that they meet for their department, not their department, for their team. And then along with, we want them to have their yearly and
Yes.
5-year. And that we want to be able to put on their project board, because when you can see it and you always know this is what you're working towards, and your job title, that really changes
It does.
who you are. You own what you do.
Yes.
If you have that
Gives
and
you
you
an
know what is
identity.
expected out of you, you can even find tools to
So
help
clear.
you, but you can reach your target if you see it. If you
Yeah.
can't see it, it's lost in the shuffle of today's work.
And he was saying there's a difference between having a project plan and the strategic plan of the
Right.
whole company. One is a higher level, everybody knows the priority for the month. The other was like by project for teams.
Right.
And I'm like, that's powerful.
Powerful.
And I realized one of the greatest questions that keep coming up in the report forms is they want more clarity as what they're supposed to be doing, what they should prioritize their time. And I'm thinking like, man, and I learned about a cascading communication, where I'd be able to communicate, like a few people can communicate more, and they can communicate with a few people who
Right.
communicate with a few people, which I think we're kind of creating that with the small groups.
We are, and I think too, that's one of our goals with the teams, is the team leaders. They will be starting to take responsibility for their team, and they'll be able to, we'll get them the information they need to get to their team, because that's a lot of, outreaching, So this way they can stay in personal contact, and then they can grow that department, and then it just keeps on growing and breaking into new compartments inside that
Yeah,
department.
exactly.
So, anyway, did we hear somebody have something they wanted to say? Did I hear it clicking on? Somebody wanted to say something?
That's a,
Unmuted?
it's a good, I think Leah left.
Oh, Leah left. Oh,
I think that's what it was.
okay.
Good ear.
Oh, I hate to believe. Okay,
Might be internet connections.
oh, yeah. That's usually her situation. I think she said it was raining there the other day, so she couldn't have the meeting. Okay, what else did we have there?
What worked well, that's what we're working on?
Yeah, we were working on what went well. No, we got, did we do that? Let's see.
Did you write down to get a cascading communication and a strategic plan for the month?
Get a cascading communication.
Yeah, a system, cascading communication system.
And something worked really well for me this week too, I just need to throw it out there. Tina was able to send, at the end of the meeting, this is something I think everybody can listen to. At the end of the meeting that we have, she sends on your project board your tasks so you can mark them off. So if you're a newcomer, when you come to meetings and your name's brought up and things that you're working towards, she actually sends them to you, and I think you put it under high priority. Is that what you put it under?
Weekly sprint meeting, but it's like on their project board so everyone sees it.
Right, but mine was broken down where it was just Diana's, so I didn't have to see everybody's. I didn't have to go read through the whole thing, which is nice. And so for people that are new to the project board, that's why I'm saying this, because I'm still learning it. It is so nice to see that, because then I was able to do all those things on last, I think it was Sunday that we had our sprint meeting, and I was able to do all 3 of my things that you post on there. I was like, yes!
Praise the Lord! It's like a sense of accomplishment, right?
Praise the Lord.
So thank you for posting that. So
The follow-up.
yeah, and so anybody that, as you're learning your project board, you'll see that those things are really helpful.
And that is one thing I do want to improve is I would like to do it as much of our communication as we can in like Notion regarding projects especially, because on those, when we comment on those pages, then it's very specific to what needs to be done there. And if we're especially as like leaders or people who are working with others, we do more of we spend time on our project board, we can communicate with people, we can assign to them, rather than, I know I'm guilty of this, I say this for myself too, is sending more instructions on like Messenger. Those instructions really need to be on Notion and checkboxes, so that people can literally just check them off and know that what is expected of them is actually getting done. And the feedback that we give on Notion, it makes it easier to copy and paste it to a system that we can reuse and use again, and it's just extremely clear when we're using the project board, and we keep it up to date, and we organize it, and we make sure that it doesn't get cluttered.
Yeah, like mine. I have full.
I know, right? I'm working on mine. I'm
Mine
working
too?
on like.
Mine too. I have to go back and check
It's a work in progress.
fix some stuff I've already fixed. I thought, but now I have to go back and re-fix them.
I got rid of like 40 pages on my project board yesterday.
Yeah, I got rid of like 25. Okay. So what worked well? So we finished up. Okay. Is there anything else that we have that worked well? Okay. So we're finishing up on the B. What needs improvement for this past month? Okay. Let's do with one comma. Figure out the quarterly project's key result. Okay, that we've already put those. We've already listed all those. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not exactly sure. Like some of these, they're not really actionable steps for
Which one?
the ones that don't really have names on it. But it's okay.
Diana said she's working on that, and I'm working on the cascading communication.
Okay.
They are actionable steps or things that need to be done, but it's not one of those implementation things. It's one of the imagination level of value where it doesn't seem like it's an actionable thing, but there are things that have to be decided and imagine a system that could work.
And we're getting there. And I really enjoyed my time this morning. I feel like I had some headway and direction this morning before I got back. Before the meeting. Okay, and then is there anything else? Does anybody know of anything else? Okay, let's talk about the monthly actions that were not completed. I'm going to read through last month so we know exactly what what we wanted to accomplish last month.
We need a more clear way that people are held accountable for what they need, what they are.
Responsible for?
Yeah, what
That's
they're
good that you said
responsible
that,
for.
because that was on my notes that I took that I wanted to make sure I didn't lose it today. And that's what we're going to be doing, is we're going to be posting the monthly actions that we want to accomplish on you'll be able to go to your project board and you will be able to look at the monthly meeting. And on that monthly meeting, it will have a list of the things that we're wanting to accomplish, and your name will be either on there or not, or your team will be on there, what your team will want to accomplish. So you'll be working with your team leader or your team in your team, what you want to accomplish. Will that work? Enoch, that's what I came up with. Do you have another suggestion? Because I was thinking myself at this meeting, I was thinking, okay, so we talk about it, but did it get done? So how do you get it done? Well, if you're working on it on a weekly basis and you know the meeting's coming up in 4 weeks, then you can put yourself in a measurable situation. How close am I to being able to have that completed by my monthly meeting? So that's what I was looking at. And I was trying to figure out, that's the only way I know how to get stuff done, is by working them off on a weekly basis and measuring yourself to see how close you are to accomplishing it.
Yeah, absolutely. We need those checkpoints to
Yes.
check in, and preferably doing it before the like the weekly sprints and the monthly meetings, because it'll help us to review and refresh, or somewhere around the time where we fill out the report form. Well, that'll freshen our mind.
I'm going to read through last month so we kind of know, and we can kind of look and see if we met our goals. Enoch needed to improve teaching people how to influence. He did that excellently.
Where do you see that?
Last month,
Oh,
B, and these were what we want to accomplish. So we did get them accomplished. So this one thing right now, we want to say yes, we did get that accomplished, because the leadership table, that's part of influencing people. I mean, that has really changed many. I saw other people texting and typing too. And also, I want to say that Chatal, starting up that ministry where as a prayer line and a encouragement thing for women, that was really, it's networking us women together. For me, it is. I don't know about anybody else, but it really is a really good thing.
I think it's working really well.
Really well, especially even for the onboarder. So even if you have a ministry out there, one of you guys that are listening, that you have another ministry besides the Army of Youth that God has given you, here's where you can network, and you can also have tools, to equip you to do more of the work that God's called you to do. So, you want to make sure you really get grafted in and take advantage of some of these things to help further the gospel. Okay, Kamran, get better at teaching. Kamran, how do you think you did on the teaching this last month?
What?
That was just a question.
I put that there?
No, I put it there.
You put it there?
I had somebody put it there, but I'm just curious. How do you think you did on the teaching? Because this was our goals for last month. Do you feel like you reached your goals? How were you at teaching this last month? Well, I will tell you, I saw that you were doing some teaching, so I think that you have improved. How's that?
I gotta give him time to respond. It takes a lot longer to speak.
Go ahead, Kamran.
Yeah, I'm like, slow startup. Let me see. I will say that there's been some improvement.
Movement? Okay.
There's been some improvement. But I don't know how to measure that.
You don't have to really measure, since it's not really a measurable one. We just want to know that do you feel like you've improved in that area?
I suppose so.
Feel better about it? Okay,
No, yeah, I'm definitely, I have.
good. Yay! Woo!
Praise the Lord.
And Deborah needs to reach out to people. Deborah, how do you feel like you did this last month? Did you feel like you really reached out to some people that you wanted to reach out to? We'll come back to that one. Leanne, Enoch, and Tina, and Deborah.
Oh.
Rebecca.
Just trying to figure out how to unmute. I feel like I reached out to some people. Yeah, more so than I did last month or last quarter.
Praise
Wow,
the Lord.
praise the
That's
Lord.
progress.
You reached out to more people in the last month probably than you did the last quarter combined.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Way to go, Mom. Making
Nice job.
progress.
Well,
One thing I think we should do is we should improve the involvement that we have with our virtual volunteers on Discord while we're in our our debriefing meetings and monthly meetings. Because the more that we hear from them, they have really valuable stuff to contribute.
Yeah,
they do.
they do. Well, let me go ahead and finish these because I really think these are important because we're going to try to apply these each time. I really think it's important because that's where we're going to know if we're really meeting everything. Leah and Enoch, Tina and Deborah need to improve in their communication. You guys feel like you guys have done better in your communication?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. Diana, have a more schedule. Tina, same here. Okay, have a more schedule. Yeah, my schedule's getting better. I've been working on it, and I've been pretty faithful being at 9, and I'm really on my computer usually every month. So yeah, my schedule's getting much better, and I'm still working on it. Number 6, we need to finish the communication challenge. Cut it down to a month-sized challenge.
We didn't really do that one though.
No?
But we got it on the Netflix for Entrepreneur Evangelism website. Oh wait, did we?
Not completely.
We got probably a month's worth on the.
Good. Well, at least it's something. At least we're getting there. So that's
Yeah.
good. We're making improvement. Awesome.
He's very
This is what we wanted to know if we're accomplishing what we want to accomplish. So praise the Lord. That's a good thing. So hats off to everybody. Yay.
That's all.
Yeah, hats off. What monthly actions were not completed? Actually, they all got done, so we're good for last month. Is that not?
Well, the
No?
monthly actions was me developing the 7 generational leaders and systemizing the quote card team and the.
Okay, those were ours. So how far away? Okay, thank you. Let me go back down now. Right here. What monthly actions were not completed? Okay, so we didn't feel like we were able to get that one. So let's go back up to them. Thank you.
What date are you on, Diana?
I'm looking on this month's now. I'm
Oh.
done with last month's.
Oh, okay.
I don't need to look at that one. I need to look at this one, I believe. Okay, so the first one, so we have 1 through 4 right there that we need to address them. Okay, Enoch, developing team leaders by September 23rd.
Oh, those are
Did those
the
work?
quarterly. These are the monthly are on the either on the weekly sprint meeting or the one that you were just on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So I don't go back. I thought he just said that. Okay. Sorry. I must have misunderstood what he was saying then. What monthly actions were not completed? Monthly actions were not completed. But that was for last. Let's see.
Like from last month's actions.
Okay, actions. Could you give me like a step 4 or step 3? Does anybody have that? So it's easier for me to navigate.
I just want to know what is the month, what is the date that you were on before?
The one that I was working on is at the top here, 7/28/20.
Okay, cool. Thank you. 7/28.
Mhm.
Checklist. And the monthly actions we put on step 5. Number 1, it was Lee would use a systemology to onboard new recruits as measured by having 100% of the people on board. It did not get done. 100% of the people were not onboarded, but she did do a lot of the stuff that she could.
She did.
But the discovery calls is where we were
Behind still?
behind
Okay.
in getting them connected with
With a job, not just a
Yes.
discovery job.
which is part of the onboarding process.
Yes.
But she did all of her part.
She did.
It's just us, the 3 of us, we gotta work way together.
Okay, and that's something I was able to do a couple discovery calls, but I've not plugged them in yet. But you gave me clarity like 3 days ago when I was asking you about something because that was what was confusing me. So let me ask you right now while we're talking. So Enoch, when after the discovery call, is it okay for me to go ahead and plug them in even though the rest of the checklist on the onboarding is not complete?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm working off of. It's the checklist that Leah sends me, and there's nothing checked, and that's when I asked you, is it okay if I go ahead and do a discovery call? And you
Oh
said
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
And then, so my question now would be, even though the rest of them are not checked
Yeah, like
off,
if someone is on the slide design team, like let's say you do a discovery call, find out they're interested in graphic design, they want to help with slide design, and it's like, yeah, okay, send them over to Tina and make sure she gets on the slide design team chats, group chats, and then Tina or Leah will copy her checklist, her getting started for slide design, and they'll just add it to hers.
so how
so-
do I, reach out to, I mean, how, on the hub system, how do I reach out to Leah and let her know that we want to put this person on slide design, we want this one?
In the comments, just say it on the comments of that person's onboarding overview system.
Oh, that's where I put it?
Yeah, you could do that. We could try it like
Oh,
that.
on the onboarding, on their project board? On their project board? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
not the new recruits, but you know how you, me, and Leah, we
Yeah,
have...
that chat on Messenger.
No,
No.
we do have that, but the three of us, we have an overview system as onboarding managers.
The
We
onboarding
see,
system.
yeah, the onboarding system, which is internal. It's for
Okay.
us. It's for the three of us,
Uh-huh.
and so we could just say whatever information or conversation we want to talk about that person.
Oh, I've never even used it like that.
Yeah, use a comment section. That's where we want to do the majority of our conversating about individuals or about projects
That
on the
changes
comment section.
everything.
Yeah, not Messenger, but that.
That changes everything. So you'll have to
Makes it
show me
easier.
how to do that because I'm not sure I know how to do that.
That's okay. That's
Okay.
I think this month you and I are going to improve how we interact with the team
Mhm.
with the project board, and its comment sections are going to revolutionize the way that we
Function?
interact. Yeah, and it'll make it
That's
so
so
much
good.
more simple.
Yes. Do we have that somewhere on there, you guys? Can we put that on there anywhere? I want to make sure we get that, Tina. Where can we put that? Where does that go? Where can we put that at? Not measurable.
Yeah, improve. Yeah.
Improve, yeah.
Good morning, Tina.
Yeah. So
I wake up to
Enoch, Diana, and is it Leah? Not Leah.
Yeah.
Is it Leah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Leah.
For the onboarding, we're going to. It's not just that. It's the.
I'm going to show. We're going to use the comment section to
Comment
communicate.
section to communicate
The comment section, yeah, on the about projects.
about projects. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I don't know how to even word it.
Well, that's okay. I'll show you how to do how.
I saw the comment section, and
There you
yesterday
go.
I didn't know how to use it. I was like, I don't know how to use this.
That's
Okay. I'm scared I might wipe out something. I'm not scared. I'm scared. Changing the way we talk, right? Okay.
That's right.
So, we're not on board. Okay, so, sorry you guys. I really have worked on this onboarding, believe it or not, for hours this last week, and I have not gone very far.
And you got a lot accomplished. You did a lot of discovery calls. You brought a lot of clarity with Sister Leah and I. We're moving
What-
forward.
Once we get the Diana even more learning these systems, how to navigate, I'm sure we'll move a lot faster because that's, yeah, I can take notes and it's a lot faster the old-fashioned way, but it's not. Okay, okay. What monthly actions were not completed? What was the other one? Let's go. Need brother Enoch Enoch, what? To help me to navigate the system. What?
That's what you just told her to put.
No, on this other one. Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I was looking on the month before.
Oh, 728.
Yeah.
Okay, so 728.
Needs brother Enoch to
Yeah.
help me to navigate the system. Okay.
Okay, but that's not a monthly action. Monthly action has a number in front of it. Those are like little subtasks that
Oh,
we would
subtasks.
do in the course of a week.
Oh, those are subtasks. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go down to number 2. Deborah will drive traffic to the webinar as measured by 20.
Didn't get done.
No, not complete.
And number 4 didn't get done. And number 5, that did get done. So just number 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are to answer the question for number C, what monthly actions did not get done. And it was number 2, 3, and 4. That's it.
Okay, so we're done with that section, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So C, we're finished with C. Okay, and Tina's typing all that in there. Okay, measure
Just
key results.
Copy and paste it.
Measure key results. Okay, we have, so these have already been filled in there for the days. Palmer must have already done it. So we have 211 subscribers on YouTube. We have 355 of Instagram followers. And the number of members in our Direction from God subscription program is how many? Number 3. Okay, 10 of the members in our.
But we got 10? Who's new? I thought it was 9. Or 8. You're not counting Melba, are you?
10.
Yeah. She's
Yeah, I am.
Hey now. Yeah.
No, she's not.
Why?
Because she doesn't have, her card is not working.
No.
Send on.
Oh, I thought she just sent us a brand new one.
She sent it, but we haven't done
Sent it, but
anything
we haven't
with
put it in.
So she's not actually a student right now.
Oh, well, that's on us.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is on us. It's all on us.
Okay. So, weekly schedule content.
7.
But another thing that we gotta do is we should update the things that we check on a monthly basis. That's an actual step. We have to
I mean, what,
update
do you want
these
that
measure
added?
key results.
You want that added? Is that what you're saying?
No, we need to be very intentional and clear on what are the things that we need to review monthly. Because those are the same things that we do every week. And those are things we need to do monthly. I know that Russell Brunson was saying that our email list is the most valuable asset that we can have. And he was saying in order to grow his email list, he had a whole thing throughout the entire company at ClickFunnels. Every single day he says what you focus on grows. So if you want to grow your email list, you have to every single day ask the question, what is our email list doing what's our email list at today? And how many is on our email today? How many new people are joining our email today? What can we do today to grow our email list? So it's what you focus on is what's going to grow. And so there are some things that we check daily. There's some things we check weekly during our debriefing, and this is a monthly. The same things we check during the week is not during the month, which is how we have it set right now. So we have to kind of decide what do we want to check every month. What are the key results that we need to measure that mean the most to us on a monthly basis?
Oh, okay. So, my question is, will that get typed under measurable key results? That question that you're asking.
I'm typing it so we can work on it.
Oh, it's not typed under there, it's typed under what needs improvement. It's with all the check boxes, so it's easy for her to drag and drop them.
Oh, okay.
But that's something, you could put Diana's name on it as well. Where we have measurable key results for individuals and what they're doing, but as a ministry, we need to know what our key results measurables.
So we need to work on
I have a question.
that. Yes, go ahead.
Leah, you're really quiet. Are you talking in the microphone?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
It's better.
you're louder
Is
now.
it still quiet?
No.
We hear you.
Okay, so. Mhm. So, my question was, why don't we have the number of Facebook likes in the measurable key results?
Because you haven't suggested it before. It's a great suggestion.
Great suggestion, Leah.
We'll add it to the template.
Thank you.
And we have reached more than 2,000 people on Facebook.
Praise the Lord. You're talking about the likes?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of activity on Facebook for sure.
So now, what do we do? Go down to
Well, I think for the key, measure key results, there was a number of, how many generations of leaders? Number 5. I mean, D5.
Oh. Yeah. So another thing that we have to do with these is we have to identify who is collecting the numbers, who's counting, and who is it being reported to,
We definitely need
and
that.
when is it being counted.
So where are we going to put that at? Because that definitely is.
Right under ours. Tina's typing it right now.
Tina, what number are you?
It's on B.
B. Thank you.
It's at the bottom of the list. So we identify who's counting the numbers, who it's being reported to, and when the numbers are counted or measured. That's what the whole KPIs were, Tina, the key performance indicators. We did like 3 pioneer sessions on it, trying to wrap our minds around it.
Okay. I think I actually remember that conversation.
Yeah, and that's connected with the. It's connected with the weekly report form. We just got to connect it in people's minds so that they know what those are. And it might be that. I don't know if the way to do it is to talk with each team leader and like help coach them, or coach a few people at the top to understand the measurable key results, and then train a few of the team leaders how they can work with their individual team members about having a measurable key result, like a cycle of responsibilities.
Well, it's faster. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think someone left.
Okay. I think it's faster if you teach that to the team leaders, and the team leaders, it will allow them to become leaders, better leaders, by them teaching their team.
Yeah, but the thing about that is if I'm like teaching to the team leaders,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are going to want counsel and advice and feedback on all the individuals on their team.
No, that's not what I have to do. You don't have to do that. So what you would have to do is, when you're teaching the class, what...
I did 3 classes on it.
Sorry. Didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
Oh.
But it's not that it didn't work. We made progress and things got a lot better. But we're still really struggling with it. We're missing something.
Okay.
We can talk about it
Okay, let's talk about it.
more. I want to hear your feedback. And if anyone on Discord has a suggestion, we could talk. Send me a message. We can talk about it too.
Later?
Yeah, later. Or now or whatever. But we won't talk now.
Yeah, not now, but yes, send a message so we can schedule to talk. Okay, step 5, because I think that's where we're at.
4.
We're still at 4?
No, we went from 3 to 4 now.
And step 4 is where the bulk of our conversation is generally
Oh, how did I miss that?
be.
Dude. Oh, wow.
This
Okay.
is where the majority of our meeting.
Yes, this is where our meeting begins. Okay, so let's look at brainstorming 3 to 5 possible actions for the next month to help advance initiatives for the current quarter. So narrow down the priorities for current monthly commitments. Assign single owner to each action. Visit the ministry board about award. So important. Okay, number 1. So I think one of the first ones would have to be to
We should have one on small groups.
one on small groups. Okay.
But what were you going to say?
Well, let's start with that one. Let's break it down.
Well, we don't have to do it right now. We're just
Okay.
kind of like
Small groups.
brainstorming.
Okay. The other one needs to be on the project boards. You know how to delegate using that system.
Yeah.
Learning the system of the
Yeah, project boards
project
is a
board.
good.
That's-
If we focus on that, I think
It'll
we'll grow.
change.
That's like one of the, like asking the question, what's the one thing that we can do such that by doing we make everything else easier and necessary?
That is it.
That's definitely one of those things.
Big
That's
chunk.
a huge difference.
Okay.
And I see the Netflix website is going to be a huge game changer too. It's along those lines. And I'm thinking that it would be good to, allocate more resources of people, time, training, and energy into
Netflix.
the Netflix website, but funnel building in general. Because funnels is the one thing we could create by doing, makes everything else easier and necessary. It's creating an arsenal of tools for the legion of gospel soldiers to be able to go to war. It's equipment for what they're doing.
Oh, that's
And
what we want.
each funnel is literally a system that anybody can access super quickly without having to get on Notion in the System Hub. It's like we've got leadership, small group leader training, and we've got a training funnel, and it's 6 steps to become a small group leader, and it's a system. So every funnel is really a system just on a website that makes it really easy to navigate.
Wow, that is going to change a lot of people's lives, especially when they're trying to reach people for Christ
Yeah.
and helping them. It's
Yeah.
giving them tools because they might not be able to be there to teach them.
Yeah,
They can say here, go to Netflix.
yeah,
It's kind of like a mini course.
it is.
Course.
Yeah, can be, and it's like we need a funnel for the leadership table, because imagine if we had one link that just casts the vision of the leadership table very concisely, has maybe a short, like 3-minute video explaining why we're doing it,
Mhm.
and it tells them here's how to join, here's a date, here's a time. It's like a digital flyer that you would give out flyers, but it's one link, and that's what every funnel is.
Oh,
So
that's
just funnels, we can send all of our friends who are interested in leadership to this funnel, and then it points them, and the result is people show up at the leadership table and they
That's
get
good
engaged.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I could have gave that out to like 3 people. this month.
exactly. And a lot of us could, but our bottleneck with that is we need copywriters, we need designers, and we need people who could do some data entry with the funnels. We just need to strengthen the funnel team and strengthen Kamran as he's communicating with people.
So
And Jason.
we almost need in the HR department an actual team and
Yeah.
what that team needs broken down. Just basic, like you said, not all of how to do it,
Yeah,
but just what to do in each one of those. And out beside it, it should be say if it's entry level or if it's intermediate.
isn't that basically what the org chart is?
Well, maybe if I understand how to read a little better, maybe that would help. Because it's not doing any good. I can look at it under construction, and I can see. So maybe I don't know how to use it correctly, and maybe that's the handout.
There you go.
Maybe.
I think you're onto something.
Okay, well, let's see.
But partly too, the job description, like the little
Yes.
description, that's something that Kamran actually put a lot of job descriptions on the org chart, so you can know what they're talking about.
I saw that. I saw
Oh, that's
that.
good. We
But
need more.
But I mean,
Yeah, like whether it's entry level.
oh, he did do that. Matter of fact, I remember seeing that one, the subheading, and then I remember underneath it, it has all the different jobs that they do underneath there, and then it has the link to show them how to do it. And some of them are saying under construction. Okay, so it is broken down, so now I get it. I'm
That's
gonna go
good.
back and look at it. Okay, and this is under the org chart.
No, it's under links. If you just go to
I've never been there.
thearmyofyouth.com/links.
I've not been there yet. I think I tried and I couldn't get there. The one time. That was way back.
Yeah,
Like 3
when
weeks
we
ago.
first created it.
Okay, so, what other one do we have?
Measurable key or
A possible project for this quarterly project.
so you have one on the systems?
Tina, this is
Hmm?
projects. I'm gonna leave a comment for you. Does anyone have another suggestion what we could do for this month? And preferably something that would be an overview that everyone on the team can work towards and understand where we're going, what we're trying to do.
The live cast? Doing it on time? Getting everyone involved in the live cast?
I think we should write down every suggestion that comes up because we're brainstorming right now, and every idea is a good idea until we settle upon the best idea. And just because it's said doesn't mean we're going to do that for this month. But the purpose of this monthly meeting, it's not a weekly debriefing. We're debriefing. We're not supposed to do any brainstorming at all. This is a place where
No
we do no brainstorming.
Okay.
This is the meeting that we do brainstorming in the monthly, quarterly, or yearly. But really the monthly is just breaking down what we're doing for the quarter. And the ones where we do the most brainstorming is the quarter, and the yearly ones
Oh, so we are supposed to brainstorm.
right now.
Okay.
Now,
Right
Okay.
now. This is a
set on
brain.
the
I thought you
The-
just said we don't brainstorm.
That's the weekly briefing.
weekly.
In the weekly,
Sundays.
it's like a sprint. It's just taking everything that we decide today and we just break it down like, okay, this is our week.
Okay.
We already decided today what we're
Okay.
going to do for the next
Okay.
4 weeks.
So we do brainstorm for the big picture though.
Yeah,
What we want to accomplish. Okay, I thought you said
but
don't.
not week by
Okay.
week.
No, yeah, we don't want to go week to week. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I thought you were changing. I'm like,
But here's the thing. If we don't brainstorm and figure this stuff out today,
Right.
then we end up brainstorming over
Right.
on the week, and
Right.
that's
We don't do that.
it has not been going very well.
No. So, oh, it hasn't. Good. So
No, it
good
has
to know.
not.
No. Okay. So these are the ones that we want. Is somebody on there? Go ahead. Somebody have this?
No.
They're just like
Someone left.
connections.
Okay. So we want to make sure that we put all the brainstorm ideas on these so we can discuss them on the week. Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounded like you said.
Right now, we need to brainstorm possible actions we could do for the week,
Okay.
and everybody's involved. To get everybody's buy-in, everybody's contribution, everybody's feedback matters. And as we got that list, then as a group we decide what are the 3 to 5 monthly actions that we're going to do this month. And then once we identify those 3 to 5, then we got to break it down
Yes, we do.
into each month
Measurables.
into 3 to 5 tasks
Right.
that can be completed in weekly frame.
Right.
And then those tasks in our weekly briefing, we're literally just looking at what we decided today, and it's no thought to like, what do we need to do today, like we've been doing for months. What we just do is we look at this list and we're like, we already know what this week holds because it's very clearly decided today.
Yeah.
And this is one area that needs to be improved. I'm not exactly sure how to improve it because it's all new to all of us, but this is one of the most important meetings that we can have month by month because it sets the tone. But yeah, getting everyone involved in the live cast.
Okay, so what you're saying is we have our quarterly goal that we want to reach, and so we're into the second month of our quarter that we're working on right now. And so this one is going to be for this coming month. We're deciding what goals we want to master for the whole month. But do you want to have them broken down to how we're going to achieve it, or does that come in the weekly sprint?
We need to break it down to how we're going to achieve it in a weekly time frame,
A weekly
not
time
day
frame.
by day or hour by hour,
But
but
bi-weekly.
yeah, weekly. Like the theme for this week is,
Right.
and that's a big question that I've been getting asked by many people is like, what should be my focus
Oh,
this
I agree.
week?
I agree, and that's what I was telling you this morning when I was working on mine, is they should have a weekly one, and if the monthly one, if they have it, and then they have it, that's exactly what I put on there. For a weekly, they should know how many, like, quote cards we need this week. It should be in front of them, not be a message like, hey, did we get those 20 done? They're like, okay, I have a year, 10 years to do it. They don't have any deadlines. Without
Yeah.
a deadline, how are they gonna shoot it?
That's right.
They can't. And then they can't remember, and then what week are we on? We
Yeah.
have a date on there, they know.
No, I think it's good. We should try it out and see how it goes.
I'm just thinking, like, if you want to further our quarterly projects, we need to focus on these and break them down to more monthly steps.
They should be in the
Sure.
3 monthly
Yeah.
groups, yes, I agree. Steps, to look at the quarterly, to break it down into the monthly, to break it down into the weekly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
So in other words, I'm gonna have to do a little more planning when I come to these meetings so I can actually look at them and we can actually address them, what is and what isn't, because that would really make a
And not
difference.
just you, the more that all of us review what our plans are for the month and our goal, like we want to get everybody's involvement and feedback who are here so that they can participate and share what are some things we could do to move the mission forward for this quarterly
Well, that's on
project.
the brainstorming part, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, if we have that stuff there that we all are working on, it's gonna be easier, but like you said, this is the brainstorming part. So the brainstorming, everybody has to put in, what is the ministry meeting, what do we see that's a problem, whatever, what can we can work on, what do we want to achieve, you know, the end in mind, what do we want to have accomplished by the end of that 3 months, what is
Exactly.
what has to be completed. So
Yeah.
the end in mind, you have to know the end in mind. So, okay, that being said,
So, what's another possible focus for this month? Carmen, what would you recommend?
I said we get to stretch your mind. I know your mind was on something else because you're working on that. Typing, you have to. So what do you think this next month is something that we need to address and get taken care of in this coming month?
And every idea is a good idea until we settle on the best idea.
Right.
So we're not looking for the monthly action, we're just looking for a monthly focus.
Let's see.
And I think what Diana was saying, so Tina's writing about the code card team and the slide design. And Diana was saying one month that we should probably put those as two separate things, and it would make, and I think she's right, because it's too confusing to focus on both. And honestly, I'm thinking, like, the more that I see how we're working, one of the greatest needs of the ministry is the needs of managers. Like, there's technicians, managers, and like visionary entrepreneur. It's like those three personalities. We have way more technicians than we have people to manage the technicians.
I think also too, when you do have a manager, the managers are learning the system the way you want it to be managed. So that's kind of that can be could be, I don't know. Could be wrong. Don't get overwhelmed there. But I'm wondering if that could be, that slows things down. You don't get the momentum that you need.
What slows things down?
You have to learn systems, but sometimes learning new systems can slow people down because it's moving into a whole new.
So then what the problem is, okay, so that, like, your comment helped me to realize too, is that the reason why we have the more technicians is because we've been documenting the systems for what are the technical work. So now the next step of our growth for the ministry is to document the management systems.
I agree.
So we need to be creating the systems for how to manage, which we're kind of doing, but to be intentional and clearly communicate with the team, like, this is our focus of what we're doing, then that would be extremely helpful.
I love that.
Because I think our focus has been on documenting, like, entry-level positions, which we have that now. Now we need to document, like, Rebecca's like, how do I lead the co-card team? Carmen's like, how do I build a funnel team? Tina's like, how do I work with slide design? So creating systems for team leaders.
That is really good. I think that's really, really needed because we're only as good as our leaders.
Yeah.
What you focus on, you find.
Yeah.
So
You want the leaders.
put that on there.
And that's probably more important than the quote card team, because you could, like, fully systemize a quote card team, and that helps with a team. But if we teach team leaders, and that's why, like, in the Funnelflix, the Netflix website, I want to have a whole training on being a team leader.
Right.
Carmen wants to go through the 1.0 one that I already recorded, but I want to revamp it, and I think that would be really helpful for people.
It will, because there wouldn't be as, I hate to say it, but there wouldn't be as much brainstorming. It would be more compartmentalized brainstorming. Like, Tina would be running with her team, and she'd be saying, okay, what is my team lacking? What does my team need, and how many more people do I need on my team, and where do I need to put them, and what's another department do I need to make another branch in the department? She would be in charge of that. And then so when we have meetings, it would be, team leaders would be able to come and actually say what's going on with their meetings. And then she can have meetings inside her meetings with her team, like we're doing right now. I'm talking about this brainstorm.
Right.
She would be able to do that with her team and master. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So,
Just like, that's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
what do you think is awesome about it, Angela?
That's exciting. Just thinking about it, having it, spreading out the work and focusing it and automating that. It's gonna work great.
Praise the Lord.
Oh, thank you.
Happy
Thank
to
you for
hear.
the encouragement.
I know, because you're a manager type of mindset. We need more of that. Like I was sharing with you in your discovery call, that this is one of the greatest needs that we have. But I think it'll be a huge step in the right direction, because as I go through, like in my mind, I'm going through the E-Myth Revisited book, and that book explains about the entry level and the Systemizing the Place. That's the book that I'm kind of one of the books I'm operating off of, and they literally said when you have a startup, you have your org chart, you figure out what you need, you put your name on all the different roles, you do that role until you document it. People don't replace people, systems replace people, and once you have the entry level ones, now you're a manager, and now you have to do that work the way that you want it, and then you have to document that work as a manager, and then you now find a manager to replace that, follow and teach them how to use your system. So I'm like, oh, when you made that comment, the reason my facial expression changed is because I realized it was an epiphany. That's the phase that we're in. We need to really focus on documenting systems for managing and teaching managers how to do that.
I think that'd be perfect.
Awesome.
And it doesn't take that long. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that is going to be exciting because it will change everything, and people will understand more of what's going on in their own department. It'll give them freedom to work and focus. It's a lot easier to focus that way when you know what's expected, especially job titles and what you're expected out of, and the tools. You know where to go, and it's all right there at your fingertips. You can move faster, you can work faster, you're efficient, and we don't want to bog down a manager where she's just chasing information. It all needs to be there at her fingertips so that she can work fast, or he can work fast, and then if they want extra outside resources, then they can go and hunt it down, you know? So if we have all the basics right there on the page for them, it's going to be so much easier for them.
That's probably the one thing that we could do, that I could do, especially by doing, would make everything else easier and necessary.
Homer may have his answer now.
And that training is going to be delivered through the Netflix website
Oh,
for
awesome!
the team leaders.
Good.
Carmen, did you have the answer? Oh, you said no.
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother. Anyway, so we at least have those there, right?
Yeah, we got we have eight possible actions, and we got to choose three to five.
Well, I think one of the ones that I feel like is really high is the management team one. That is like up here.
So the small group, you said you wanted one of those small groups.
Yes, because it's moving. That would definitely.
And they're creating the system for managing. Project boards, Netflix.
We've got quite a few we really want to
So
do.
so like the cold card system and the slide design system.
Where are you moving these
They're
things to?
Oh, I'm just like reorganizing them.
Oh,
They're still in the same place.
you reorganized. I lost the management one.
Oh, the second one.
There it is. I think the project board actually falls under the same category.
Okay. So and then okay.
And you know what? I really, really liked it, Enoch, and I know it's a burden maybe, but when you challenged us all that 1 month, I really liked that all the team, it created camaraderie among all of us when you put us on the communication challenge and you challenged us. I really liked that, and everybody I talked to really liked being challenged like that, and it really helped us all to feel that camaraderie among each other. It really was a team builder. I think we really need stuff like that because it's a team builder. It keeps us close together, not just working. It really brings us all together as a body. It really, for me, it did. It changed everything in the environment.
I agree, and I saw it too. It was a huge turning point in a lot of people's lives. The way I look at that, like I'm constantly thinking about like synergy. How, like any time that we add something new, we have to think, well, how can we connect it with something we're already doing so that we can like kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone?
Absolutely.
So where my mind goes is like with this monthly meeting that we're doing, this challenge, I think monthly challenges are extremely helpful. I do them in my personal life and my personal devotions very often. Is like for this month, my theme is this. I am studying this, I'm getting better at this, I'm going to improve this. And every month you build a new habit. So by the end of the year, you got 12 new life-changing habits. So it's kind of like what we're looking at here. I believe that month of June was like the greatest need, the one thing that could be done that would make everything else easier and necessary is more communicators in the ministry. If more people could communicate. So I was like, what can I do to develop more communicators? And so we did a communication challenge.
So what do we need this month then?
I think we're looking at it right here with these monthly
Management?
actions.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps management. It might be like our theme, like our monthly challenge, whatever it is, should probably go along with one of our monthly actions.
Okay. Well, I really like
As
the
a whole.
management one myself.
Yeah, but and I think that would be great. It would definitely put more pressure on me
What do you
to
think?
provide the resources.
I agree.
And you're going to be working on it anyway because that's one of our monthly goals that we're trying to accomplish. So you're actually going to be.
Yes, and I could get more feedback from people to hear what's going on. It can give me content for the leadership table and content for that little training.
I think that would be amazing. How hard would it be? Is it?
I don't think it'd be very hard as long as I commit to. I mean, if it's a monthly action, I'm going to do it. And I think it'd be good. We could even use what I have right now on the Netflix for evangelism. We can all go through that training. I showed 7 steps to building your first team.
Good. Well, I think that let's do that one. That'll be our monthly.
We can do it.
Monthly challenge.
It'll be our monthly challenge. But my question is that going to be relevant to every worker?
Yes, because I don't care who you are, on what level you are managing something, someone or something. So yes, 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 and yes. And there you go. And like you said, that list that you send them, the way you did the little checklist, you said that it wasn't week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I prefer it like that myself, but hey, that's okay. But you said people were just picking and choosing. But it's fun to try to
Because it was
collect.
just in time.
It was just in time learning.
Because basically whatever challenge they were facing at, they need to learn that.
Awesome.
If they're struggling with feedback, they need to learn feedback. If they're struggling with questions, they need to just go to that portion of the
And I
challenge.
think if you put that at the very top, so we can be trained that that's a watchword for us from now on.
Just
It's
in
just in time learning. If that could be at the very top, because that's a watchword for this ministry, it's just in time learning. Because that's what we're all about. We don't.
Intentionality.
Yes, that is our focal point. So.
That's what the whole Direction from
Yes.
God program is about.
So we need to put that right in on that.
We can do
Just
that.
for time learning, choose. And then let them choose.
For-
Just in time.
That's true. But for this one that we're looking at now, it's step by step.
Oh wait, this one's gonna be a step by
This
step?
one's step by step.
Oh, well good, that's okay.
Yeah, it's in order.
Okay, cool. Then everybody likes those challenges. Everybody, because you said everybody was on it. It was like the
Yeah.
first week we all like whammed it.
And
Okay.
and that's good. So then we could. I like this. Thank you for urging that to move forward. And the training is already there, to my knowledge. I think Carmen. I don't know. Maybe that one might not be, but maybe Jason and Carmen could get that up soon.
Awesome.
And that could be our challenge. We can start on September 1st, and that gives us like a week, 6 days to go through and get that up there. And it gives us a week to build for it, so we can tell all of our team leaders for the next 6 days to just tell them, and our small group leaders be like, hey, we're going to go through this challenge together, we're going to be going through this training, building the team, and knowing how we can grow and help each other.
I am excited. How about you, Tina?
And we tell them it starts the 1st of September.
Wow. I love those.
Yes, I too.
There's some of those nighttime ones when I'm like not sure exactly where, because there's so much, my head's too full. That one, that checklist just really helps me. It's just like, okay, and then I feel at least accomplished, and then so the next day I seem like I have more energy, because my
It makes a
brain,
huge
the
difference.
fog is gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, cool.
And we could put that as part of the system for the template of monthly meeting is a choose a monthly challenge.
Can we put that in there, Tina? Somewhere a note? From now on, we're gonna choose a monthly monthly challenge. A monthly challenge. Yes, that needs to be on the template. What's our monthly challenge? That is so cool. I love it. I absolutely
love it too.
loved it.
And my big thing is like, at least in the 5 levels of leaders, level 3 leader is people who produce, who get a lot. There's nothing up there, I'm looking.
That should be up there.
I know it should be up there. The level 3 leader is productive, is able to get things done, but the level 4 leader develops people, and that's something. In order for me to get from level 3 to a 4, I have to develop people. And it's one thing for me to do the monthly challenge for the last several years, but I have to teach other people how
Right.
they can find their monthly challenge.
Yeah. And it's fun to have a personal monthly challenge, but this is a good training for us. I mean, living by example,
Yeah.
do one,
See one,
show,
don't do it.
yeah, see one, do one,
Teach them.
teach one.
You
Thank
got
you.
it.
That is that's still a watchword for us. Again,
Yeah.
those are our watchwords.
That's right.
At least what I call them watchwords.
Yeah, they are watchwords. That's right. You're
Yes.
identifying them. And it's cool because these watchwords, they create a common language and a common idea, mentality, and it helps us to communicate, know what each other are
And it
talking
makes us
about.
better leaders.
Yeah.
And then, Kathy, did we ever send this out to everybody? The focus funnel. Did we ever send that out to everybody? Because it needs to go out like once a month. It really does. Because people need to see it. They need to get used to seeing it and 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 seeing it. Because the more you see it, the more it becomes. Because you can see it the first 3 times and not even know what it means. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 months for it to really register. For
What are you
people.
talking about?
The focus funnel. I
Oh,
really would like that to go out once a month. I really do. To every person. Because the more you see it, the more you'll understand it, and then the more it'll become part of who you are. Right. So, okay.
it's easy to do.
So, Tina, you might have to put that in there somewhere. Or Kathy.
Tina, were you
Once a
paying
month.
attention? What were you thinking about?
To the focus funnel. We want Kathy to
Just make a
make sure-
checkbox for Kathy to once a month send a photo of the focus funnel on AOI Publishing.
Yeah, and then choose a date. She needs to choose a date. So she can put it on her calendar. So it's the same time every month that she sends it out. Thank you, Kathy. That'll make a world of difference for people. Those charts, once you understand them, it takes a while for it to register.
To the session calendar?
No, to the
No.
AOI Publishing.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, and then, does everybody get it from the publishing? Does everybody get that?
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone's in that chat.
Okay, everybody's in that chat. Okay. Oh, then I guess I should tune in, huh? Maybe that's why I'm missing a bunch of stuff.
That is the one
Oh,
thing
you
that
think
you
I
do
was
not
pushing.
want to ignore because the AOI Publishing is the place where these notifications, reminders, and the most important things that go.
I'm glad you're
You're
telling me
quiet.
this because I thought I'm not on the publishing committee, so okay, I'm not.
Okay. No, you are, because this whole ministry is publishing.
Publishing is the ministry.
Well, some people make that connection, but some people
Yeah.
don't.
No, that's good. But that's exactly why we called it publishing, so that everybody in the ministry understands no matter what you do in this ministry, you are publishing. You're a publisher.
Okay.
This is the publishing ministry at its core. That's what we do.
That is so funny.
That's what you do.
But you know, there's going to be other people that will have the same like me because
Yeah.
I'm just new to Messenger, so I'm thinking,
Yeah.
okay, I'm looking for things that says Diana's name next to it.
Yeah.
Anything
So
else, I'm like,
when
oh,
you see
okay.
publishing, just associate that to your middle name in this ministry.
Oh, I love it. And you can all laugh with me, not at me.
That's right, I'm laughing with you.
Good.
I think it's funny too.
It's embarrassing, but it's funny at the same time.
But I understand where you come from.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I just love it when these are lighthearted meetings. I really do. Okay, so did we choose our 5 that we really want to focus on this next month? We really wanted to make sure we've got 3 right there.
So we can either do the quote card team or the slide design team, but I don't think we
Well,
can do them both.
Maybe the quote card team.
Oh, because we are working on
Okay.
it, so we're
So we could do the quote card team, and should getting everyone involved in the live cast be part of it
I don't know. Tina,
for the month?
what you?
Because right now we got a small group, the creating systems on how to manage, and then the Netflix website, or the creating systems how to manage. That could be. We could just put that under there. There
Yeah.
you go.
There we go.
Good. So the quote card system. Where'd the slide go? Did you delete it?
There you go.
Hey, there it is.
I'll put that under there. And so we got 4.
Okay, we're good.
Hey, that's good.
We're there. Wow.
That's
Nice.
good. So now we need to
Yes.
wordsmith them.
Wordsmith them.
Or like
Yeah,
do the
basically.
who will.
Who
do
will?
this.
What objective as measured by this key result?
So the small groups is you.
Yeah, I can do that. What should be our goal for the end of August? I mean, the end of September. For the month of September. How many small groups do you want to see?
10.
10 small
Yeah.
groups?
No, 7.
So like
Because
15.
we have some really, a lot of objective, we have a lot of things we're working on this next month.
Yeah, I know.
It's a heavy load. Not a heavy load, it's a fun load. It's an exciting load. It's an advancing load.
But it seems like if we get the Netflix going and we get the systems for team leaders going, then that's gonna like multiply the small groups that we
Real
have.
fast. Oh, okay, so let's do 10. Well, number 1, we'll change that to 9 to 10. She's like, somebody's giving me a message. Okay.
So Enoch will split the small groups as measured by or will So if we had 10, how many?
He's already playing in his head. There we go. Okay. And so their measuring key results would be that, right? By 10, right?
We have 20 leaders.
That'd be 20 liters. Yeah, that'd be 20 liters. I was wondering how many generations that would be, but it would actually, you couldn't measure it just by that number. Another thing I was thinking is with these monthly actions, people are kind of confused what to do, but I know that I could easily I'll say like this. I can take an objective, like if it's myself, I could see what needs to be done, and I could break it down into actionable steps that we could do to make, like for instance, like systemizing the Cold Card team. Like I could do that, and I know the steps that it takes in order to get that done. But if I did that alone, just me, then I'd say no to a lot of other things. So it's just working with the people. The question, like, how much can I do, is different than how much can I lead the people to do, and leading the people to do that thing, where a lot of them haven't done certain stuff before. That's where my disconnect, or I'm unsure of how to do that, but where the need for more managers too, because it's like I can help with envisioning the plan or a plan, executable plan that we could follow, but then the manager would be able to kind of oversee that those things are getting done. And I was thinking, I don't know if this is like reasonable expectation or possibility, but I think it'd be really easy for me to put together like the steps that need to be done. And if someone like you or like Angela, like Kamran, like people who have managing ability to just communicate with people and work with them that see it to fruition, that with the technicians who are doing a lot of the work, that would be extremely helpful for me. So I was thinking that might be an option, or another option might be maybe with something more reasonable is to not delegate each of those steps, but more of like just training people, like teach them how to look for outcomes and see this is the outcome that we want to create, and teach them how to think, teach them how to plan, teach them how to execute and decide, and be like, you decide the plan of how we're going to get there. And it might be a growing opportunity for others. I don't know which route to take.
Well, the fastest way, if you want them to learn how to do that on their own, to be able to think like a leader, you still have to go back to the process of show one,
See one, do one, teach
Yeah.
one. So then by me putting together a plan and showing them, so if I just like create a plan with people or with someone or others, or even document the process of it, then that could do the see one. People can see me do it, and as they see me do it, then the next step could be let them do that.
and then you could be asking them at the same time, because if you're having a meeting at it and you're doing that, and
Uh-huh.
you're showing them your overall, because you have one you have to do for yourself.
Yeah.
How do I check on with Diana? How do I check on with Conrad? How do
Uh-huh.
you're doing that.
Yeah, I do
So that's a
every
system
day.
that you have, right? So it's a system, and if you have a system like that, that's the same thing that they're going to have to do in their team. The same thing
Yeah,
that you're doing.
it is.
And so you're going to show them, okay, this is how I do it. This is how, and you're going to give them A, B, C, and D, and you're going to show them what you're doing, and then now you're going to say, now how are you going to apply this to your team? And
Yeah.
you're going to let them do it on paper or on their little thing.
Yeah.
The example of what you did.
So it's like that cascading communication thing.
So now they're actually doing it with you, even though it's doing it in their own group,
Right.
in their own way. And then they can ask you a question not about the people, their problems with their struggling with this person or their navigation, they can ask you, okay, that deals with the issue. That when that one person asks that question, it's gonna help the whole class with their own same situation. Does that make sense? Because they're all
Makes
working on the
sense.
same style, the same pattern is being set, the same steps are being taken. You're just not getting involved with people's names. You're just getting involved with these are the steps. This is how we achieve our goal.
So I understood everything that you're saying, and that sounds really good. I'll just voice that one thing that I struggle with. This is just my skill set. Is I struggle with getting, or I find it more taxing for me to like gather everybody together so we can have a class. Like,
Oh, I like doing that part. That's my favorite
I
part.
know you do, and
Get it
Kathy is good at
And
that.
Kathy?
But
Get it scheduled.
yeah, the
show
scheduling
up.
and reminding and gathering people. Yeah, if I could just show up, then I wouldn't have a problem doing that
And
because
teaching it? Oh, that's
I
awesome.
I would
Kathy do
be
that.
more inclined to just like record a video while I'm working by
Oh, this
myself.
works out great. And I know you love teaching, so that even works out great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kathy, you and I will work on that.
Schedule it.
That's right. Let's do it.
Okay.
And then and who we want to be at the meeting because it's going to be team leaders.
So I say that because I would like to do that for every monthly action.
For every monthly action.
Yeah.
And there's 3 or 4 of them.
Yes. Okay, let me see.
So have a class on every monthly action.
I'm
So
not
how would
necessarily
you-
saying have a class, but I'm saying in order to accomplish these monthly actions,
You have to
we
have
have to have an executable plan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that
Okay.
regardless. If people who want to learn how to take a big goal or project and break it down to actual steps that we could work with as a team with, then like anyone who's interested in managing and leadership growth, like it's easy to be like, oh, I'm not part of the FunnelFlix team, so this doesn't apply to me. But if you're leading a slide design team or quote card team or any team, then the principles will apply regardless of what specific example we're using.
And so you want to do those for each one of these steps that we've talked about.
Yeah, each of those 4 monthly actions.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Kathy, did you get that?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So, because I do understand we want to do it for each monthly action, but that doesn't mean 3 different,
4 different.
Yeah, it'd be
4
4 different ones.
4 different ones.
Yeah, because they're
And,
entire months of work. It's a month of work.
Right,
Okay, we could do that.
but we need to do it in the first week, because they've got to put it into action for the month. So we can't let it go to the 2nd week, 3rd week, and 4th week. We've got to do it all within the first week, so they can put that into action for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week,
Okay, let me
Pioneer
Right.
session. Is that a good time?
right?
Yeah. Well, let's think about that because I see what you're saying. So, but we did
It's
say
good for me.
the measurable actions that we wanted to start doing for the monthly one. Remember, we said that for week 1, what did we want to have accomplished by the end of week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, in order to meet our monthly goal.
Right.
Okay, so if we break those down, which one we'll work on per week, and like you said, do it by 1 meeting a week on that
That's
specific one.
them putting it into action,
Right.
what they're going to learn. But
Right.
if they don't learn it at the first of the month, and if they're on week 2 or week 3, that only leaves them
I see
a
what you're
shorter
saying.
amount of time to put it into action.
Right.
That's why you're the logistics coordinator, because you're always thinking about logistics.
So my question to you is,
All next week, we need to be doing those classes, getting the right people at the right class for the scheduled meetings. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
right, so that's something you and I would work on together.
Do they have to be classes that people in the same, like, call at the same time?
The reason she's saying that is so that they can have the tools that they need to meet their goal from.
But we will reach out and let those know that this particular one pertains to
to them.
you. Others can come and hear it, I would think, learning, but that we need to allow to know which ones we're doing on which days.
Tina was saying, should we do that during the Pioneer session?
I think so.
That's
Monday,
basic.
Tuesday,
It is
Wednesday,
pioneering
and
the
Thursday.
way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah, we can get it
And
all done
then
in a
letting
week.
them know which one it is that we're doing Tuesday, which one we're doing Wednesday,
That'd be
which
good.
one we're doing Thursday, so they know.
If you guys can let them know, that takes a huge stressor
Okay,
off me.
so,
Yeah.
so make a note from Diana and Kathy.
Well, that's
Figure out
cool.
which
Get
ones we're
together,
doing Tuesday,
Put
Wednesday,
the
and
schedule
Thursday
together
next
for the
week.
actions, monthly actions to be taught for the Pioneer session.
That's great.
And our deadline has to have also a deadline. Our deadline to get this together
It's
we're
tomorrow.
on the 26th. Okay.
We gotta have it done by tomorrow
Because you guys are
because
leaving.
they
Okay, so
have to
20
know.
Okay, so we can. I have time today. You and I can work on that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Next. Yes.
I'd like to say too that it doesn't have to be done on the first week. It can be done on the last. That way, first week they have time to do what they need to do.
We
Yeah, I
are
thought
on
about that
last
too.
Week, though. You're right. But do you realize September 1st starts Tuesday?
Well, yeah, we got like 6 days until September 1st, and I agree with what you're saying.
Don't.
We got like 5
We're
days.
leaving Thursday.
I know, I understand what you're saying, but as far as the calendar goes,
Okay.
we have about 5 days or 6 days.
Okay.
But what I was saying is this particular month we're going to a camp meeting, but I was thinking that since we have this the second to last Wednesday of every month, or the last Wednesday of every month, whatever,
Last Wednesday.
it's the last Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we probably wouldn't have so much of the month left on most other months. But
So it'd be only like Thursday.
I could still do it on Friday. Well, I could do it on Friday. Friday's a good day for me to do stuff like that.
Those people.
Yeah, most Fridays each month. You're right.
Any Friday each month.
Not this.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
I had
Yeah.
enough last time when people got stranded, and I didn't know it because I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because Mom's comment, my comment is referring to like a system, not just
Yeah,
thinking today
This one.
yeah.
Well, let's try. We'll work out the bugs. How's that?
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
It's all iterative.
Right.
Okay. So we got those 4, and we got that information there.
I think this
Okay.
is a major step in the right direction.
Yeah. Challenge: 7 steps to build your team. Okay, we got that. Okay, I got that. Okay.
And those 7 steps is actually called the Team Leader Boot Camp on the Netflix website.
Oh, the boot camp, huh?
That's the monthly challenge, Team Leader Boot Camp. It's a live intensive. So that would be our next course.
There you go. So then, do we just leave the meeting at that, or like leave these? Since you're gonna do that.
Signed up for what? I'm sorry, we leave what?
These like monthly actions for like the Pioneer session. Or,
I
like,
think we may have spent too much time on step 3 prior month in review.
yeah.
Not leaving as much time for it. And then we deviated, but I think what's good we talked about. Are you saying so that we can end on time?
Yeah, probably because we're past.
Well, when are we going to identify how we're going to measure
Yeah,
who does what by when?
we have to do that. So, so that's not the part where it says week 1, week 2, week 3? No?
No, it's step 4. Who does what by when? We got
this
one
is
out of
not by
4.
when because this is like just in
Yeah,
a
it's
month.
monthly. But that is the when.
Okay, so that's who will do this
Yeah.
by this result. Okay.
Okay, well, so in other words, it's just like we do the weekly one. I mean, the weekly one, except for it says day, what day, instead now we choose for the week, right? What needs to be done and who will do it, what and when, right?
Well, you see step number 4
Yeah, I'm on
where
board.
it says who will objective as measured by?
Key result.
Measured by this key result.
Oh no, I was on 5.
It's okay. I know you're on 5. So we'll scroll up to 4. So this. Who will do this? So E equals split the small groups is
Mhm.
measured by having 10 groups.
Okay,
So we have 4.
right.
1,
Got all
2,
those.
3,
Got all of
4.
those.
We have these 4 that need to be fit into this OKR framework. This is the framework that we're plugging in. We got 1 out of 4. 2, 3, and then 4.
Okay.
Does that make
No,
sense?
it doesn't. But, okay, so we just,
So who is Enoch?
okay, you know.
Will, and then objective, split the small groups.
Right, so
as
isn't it right here in
measured
front of
by-
us?
That's 1 out of 4.
Okay,
No,
so we're
1,
on
2,
number
3,
2?
4. We're on number 2.
Okay. Okay, so who? Okay, I see what you're saying. No, okay, no. I remember we were working on this. I remember. I understand now. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay, you're right. Whew. Okay, let's breeze through here because I think we don't have to brainstorm on all the other details because that's where we get in trouble with all the details. We have to have some of the details. So, who for the creating system for how to manage for creating team leaders. I think that who are we talking to?
Angela?
Angela and
Angela and Mom are here. They're the
okay,
only ones
so
on.
Angela and Enoch and Diana maybe on that to creating the system for how to manage.
Well, so there will be a
Creating
team of
team?
people, but there needs to be one key person who's responsible for working with the team.
Okay.
So we can put your name on there.
Okay, I enjoy doing that, and then I will reach out to
And I'll work with you and Mom and Angela,
Okay.
whoever.
and Angela.
Yeah.
She sounds like she enjoys that too.
She
so
does.
let's really get her involved in that one. So her and I will work on that one, and then we can break it into smaller chunks. Her and I, because there's a lot when you come to doing that. When you're doing that, there's going to actually be a lot of chunks, so we can break it into like.
So how do you say Diana will create the system for how to manage team leaders by having the core teams?
How about Diana working with a team to create
Well,
systems?
no,
for how
that's
to-
implied. All of these is working with the team, but it's one person who's responsible.
Okay.
You're just
Good.
taking responsibility of it getting done. So what were you saying, Tina?
So like Diana will create the system for how to manage, like as measured by like having the core teams that we have, like them like I don't know, like managed or managed, having their system for managing them or.
This is a
Know
tough
what I
one
mean?
to wordsmith. What is the objective or the outcome?
The outcome, okay, thank you. Just put it in words like that's easier. So the objective, the outcome would be to have everybody knowing their responsibilities. That is going to be the outcome by doing this. This is going to be the outcome of it. People will know what their responsibilities are. The recruits or the
Well, this is largely for. That's true. That will be a result and an outcome. Largely what we're trying to figure out is we're creating systems that teach managers how to manage technicians.
So, okay, then the objective for the managers would be for them to be able to manage their team. So that would be the objective, is to have the managers manage their team. That would be the objective. That would be the whole purpose of we're doing this. That was the reason we're doing this. So they can't, I not say that right still?
No. That is right.
You get that look on your face, and I'm like, what?
I'm just deep in thought.
Okay, so that's what we really want them to do. We want them to be able to manage their team. So that's the whole purpose of why we're doing this. So they will have the tools they need, and they will have the communication and the knowledge of the procedure of how to manage their team. By developing leaders. And the key result for this, to how we would do that, is a key result would be, I'm thinking the key result would be, everybody's saying how happy they are with the team. No. So to me it would be, how can you measure it? And measure, I'm sorry, what?
What do you think about this?
Okay.
Diana will oversee the creation of systems for training managers how to lead their team of technicians, as measured by having the course Team Leader Bootcamp finished.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
That was
And so this boot camp thing, you said, can you put a slash out there where to find that at? Because when you sent it to me, I'm going to need to go to it first so I can look at it. This boot camp thing, you could say it's on the system. Is it on the AOY?
on Netflix.
On
or
Netflix. I haven't been there yet. I
Netflix.
haven't been to the
But you got the link this
Yes,
morning,
you sent it to me this morning.
so that's
Okay.
good.
It's really nice.
Okay, so I'll go there and I will pull up boot camp
Yeah, the
It's
team
really
with you.
easy to navigate.
Okay, cool. Okay. What's in the water? Sugar power. Everybody grabs their bottles at the same time. Okay, that's funny. Okay, must be a nervous reaction.
Gives
Okay.
them out something different to do than that.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we got that one.
Done.
So now let's
Two out
go
of
to
four.
3. That's good. Now,
Kamran.
it's Kamran. Kamran's doing this one. Okay, Kamran. Netflix
You
website.
have the funnel flicks, right? Should I
Okay,
put the
more
funnel
people
flicks?
to help with creating funnels. Yes! And that is, oh, I like these. I love doing these. Okay, so our objective. What is our objective on this one?
We need to
Okay.
figure out what to call that.
You can just call it funnel flicks.
This says Kamran Will Funnel Flick website. Flick's website. I want more people to help with the creation. So the objective would be to what? What is our objective? That we need to, the objective for that, Kamran? Our objective that we want to accomplish by doing this. By doing
What
that.
do we want to accomplish? That's a good question. I mean,
Well, thank you.
yeah.
It's humor. Everybody's laughing. For me.
I will funnel Flick's website.
Mm-hmm.
Kamran will.
You will.
We need to figure out what exactly determines. Let's just get all the courses that we can get on there. We'll do that. That's why I just told Jason that it might take another week or two. So that's
So that's your objective to get more, more, did you say videos on there? More what?
more videos, more courses.
More courses, more videos? Okay, that's your objective, okay. And what's your key result?
Yeah, we'll develop. But what determines, like, how do we know it's finished?
It
Well,
never
the courses
finishes,
are there.
but how many do you want to have?
Yeah, we never finished.
How your key result would be to have like 5 courses on there, 10 courses on there?
We already have a few of them.
Well, what?
You want the measurable. So it's just for a month.
Let's.
So
Hey, how about this? Well, you know that the project work page that we have for it,
Uh-huh.
that under the data entry,
Uh-huh.
we'll just check off every box there.
We can measure success by checkboxes.
yeah, that sounds good. That being completed. How's that? That one being.
That would be good. What do you think about Karma will develop a funnel team as measured by finishing the funnel for the Netflix for Entrepreneurial Evangelism?
Or all checkboxes checked off. Or is that different?
That is.
So the evangelizing, or what did you
the
say?
Netflix
The Netflix
for Entrepreneurial
for entrepreneurial
Evangelism.
evangelism. Go ahead, do it. Or whoever is doing that one.
It's already written. It's
Okay,
under
good.
number 3.
Okay,
But the
there it is.
I would not hope to see all the checkboxes finished by the end of the month.
Why?
That would be
Yeah, that would take too long.
Too long? Okay.
Yeah, because that could be done in a week if there's focus and enough people helping with it.
Mhm.
But we have a lot more to do than just data entry. That's
Okay.
like the first phase.
Yeah.
But to get this functional and ready,
Mhm.
we're gonna go into more detail. That's why I want to get together
Yeah.
sooner to just map
Yes.
out everything that needs to be done.
Yes.
Because what I've mapped out right now is just the steps for data entry. That's almost the only thing
And
that's
that's
on there.
good because volunteers can do data entry. The new onboarders, that's somewhere we can plug them in because it's data
Yeah.
entry.
We just need the managing
Right,
to be able to,
to watch and see and help them.
yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah,
Overview it, to make sure that they're plugged in and if they have
Followed
questions
up
and
with,
follow through, okay?
commit with deadlines and given clear expectations and training. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where our bottleneck
It's
is.
gonna change a lot once the leaders are taking charge of their departments.
Yeah.
Because then we don't have to deal with one-on-ones, they can deal with them and they
Yeah.
can get back with us what they're struggling
And
with.
Carmen's been dealing with people over there. He's been talking to Desire, Kalima, and Jason. He's really grown just last month.
Wow, good job.
People are growing.
Yes.
So I think that'll be good. And we're going to, and the check boxes getting done will be an important step, but definitely not the measurable,
Not measurable.
for the month.
Okay, so what would be the month measurable?
What if we say, I know it's not really measurable, but, or as measured by this key result, finishing the funnel.
Okay,
But what would finishing the funnel look like? We could map that out when Kathy and you schedule a day to do that.
okay. We're doing that today though. Me and Kathy. We're working on that today.
All right. So the quote card system.
Does that sound reasonable, Kamran? I'm concerned that by getting super clear on what we're doing, I'm probably going to map out things that would be more than, it would take more than a month to do.
Yeah.
Well then, we go from there.
So then, yeah, now
No,
that you
we-
mentioned that, I'm concerned.
Yeah, so why not go so in depth?
It gets a little too big sometimes.
So break it down into smaller ones that are more achievable. They're get more. How you look at that, how you look at it as the end result. So if his is this long as it has that many to do, you break it down and say where can I get the best result from?
Yeah, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
What's
so
the
now-
20% we could do that'll
Yeah.
bring 80% of the results?
Yes, so that's what you'll have to do when you come up with this big, huge thing that you come up with, he said. So you can break it down to your 80%. Where
Yeah.
we're gonna get the most results.
Yeah.
And it'll move the ministry and the people to their goal faster.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there we go. By that measurement, by your 80%, 20% rule. How's that? I don't know. That's not my strength, in case you haven't noticed yet, even on my reports myself, is that 80-20, I mean the measuring key results. It's not really I'm learning it. It's not my strength.
It is your strength.
Oh, it is my strength?
You just know it by different terminology. You
Oh.
haven't connected the dots yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Dots.
now I need to do one for the quote card system.
Okay, thank you, Tina. She's right on target. She's like,
Wait, did you have a question or something?
it was measurable.
About as measured by this key result, if
Yeah.
that would be enough or
Quote card
if that would
team.
not be very good. We're still talking about number 3, the Funnelflix, the Netflix website.
But what he's thinking that we could throw Tina on that name there.
Throw Tina under the
Do you think that is a good enough measure, or you think we should keep trying to find something different, Cameron?
boy.
Kind of hard. I just don't want to get at the end of the month and have a lot of hard work and effort and made huge progress, and then people try to measure their success by a checklist just because we have more things on the checklist and feel like we didn't finish it when we did a massive move forward in the month of September. And looking back at the end,
So then
all
you
the
can say
things.
you want 20% of the checklist done, or 40%, or 80%, or 60% done. If you think that would make a difference. That's a measurable.
It is immeasurable. But which 20% of the checklist?
Doesn't matter. As long as things are getting done.
It's not necessarily like
Because you can always do more. You just don't want to do less. That's all.
you're right.
So you set the standards high. At least you are reaching higher than what you would.
Mm.
Because you
Yeah,
fall somewhere in
stretch goals.
between. Yeah, stretch goals are better.
They're
Because,
cute. Yeah, really good.
So if you don't meet it, that's okay. Because at least you excelled so greatly than having such low ones and you just got...
As long as we're not measuring success by a checklist, I really don't think the checklists are very helpful for us. that
It
set us
depends
up
on
for
your
failure.
nature.
No.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't depend on anyone's nature.
Well, as long as you have the in mind and result.
Yeah, the outcome.
The outcome.
The end in mind.
Right.
That's what we measure it. What outcome did we accomplish the outcome we looked for?
Right.
And
Right.
the checklist can help be a step, but not
Right.
because
But
we didn't get
you
things
got
done.
different personalities, so that is what leadership has to know. Did we meet our end result? Did the checklist accomplish what we were trying to accomplish?
But the more people who have that false perception and that myth of the checklist success,
Mm-hmm.
and the more we can shift their thinking and to look for outcomes rather than checklists, then the more that everyone's looking at outcomes, their lives get better.
Oh, I agree with that, but people have to have that sense of accomplishment because if not, it's too vague for them. And
But
their
when
brain-
you get an outcome
Mhm.
and you accomplish an outcome, you have that sense of accomplishment. And you can check off a whole bunch of stuff along the way. Yeah, when you get that outcome, you determine this is the outcome I want and you got it, you're like, praise the Lord, you can take on the world. Your checklist may be 70% fulfilled, but you got the outcome that you looked for and you feel like you've achieved.
Oh, so in other words, what you're saying is, even though you have your checklist, you might not have to do everything on your checklist in order to get the end result.
Yes,
And so
Yes.
you had your victory anyway.
through the end result, through the outcome that you predetermined.
I see what you're saying. So in other words, people do feel more accomplished if they have a checklist, but it doesn't necessarily give a true result. The result is not the truth. You can't base it on your result because you might get there to your result halfway through your checklist. You might have already got there. Really, the end result that you wanted. Okay, so it's not a true measure. Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
exactly.
Okay, that works. Okay.
It sets us up for failure oftentimes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so did we come up with something for yours, Kamran? Measuring key result? What did we come up with?
He said having a functional 1.0 out there. I love it. That's good.
Okay.
This is great. Instead of functioning, a functional, yeah.
Okay. Tina, book card system. We addressed you to it. How's that? How many systems do we need to build? What?
Ugly funnel.
An ugly funnel. How many systems do we need to build and what are they? An ugly funnel. There you go, Tina. You get an ugly funnel.
Maybe that's for them.
Yeah, there's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for, we
That's
get
perfect, Kamran. You got it.
The, yeah, we get the ugly stuff.
Launch quickly, launch ugly.
You're all over my head, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Tina, the last one.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's not Tina, is it?
Not really.
No, that's
not
not
really.
Tina.
Who is it?
That was either
Me?
you or
Me?
Kim
Well,
or
right now, me and Kim are working on that, so that's good. So,
I don't think Kim could take that helm. I think you. I think
okay,
that's your.
go ahead, put my name on the note.
yours.
Okay.
And we don't have anything for onboarding. Well, except for the system thing. Never mind.
Okay. So the system, okay, that's the one thing that we do have, right? I'm excited about that, believe it or not. I'm really excited about it. But I need your help to help me find out where I can find my agenda thing.
Oh yeah, I'll help you.
And Tina, did anybody get back with you with any more questions for the quote card stuff? No? Okay, that's okay, because I have a list more. Okay. Okay, and they will come up with them as we're doing it, believe it or not. Okay.
Susie has a natural gift with figuring out what needs to be done and clearly identifying responsibilities. She just did that for a framework photo team, and I was like, everything we're trying to do for the quote card team, she just like mapped it out. You got to see what she put together. Yesterday it was amazing.
And where will we go to see that at?
It's on the project. I can send you a link.
Okay. Yeah, because I need to look at that. See if it's kind of like what I'm seeing too. Okay, so, yeah, send that to me because when you're not worked on any stuff like it, you don't really know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, so I'm looking at whatever through the eyes of somebody else is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send
And
it.
how many systems do we need to build, and what are they? We don't know the answer to that yet.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out today.
So Diana will have the system for creating quote cards finished as measured by. Does that sound good? Like as measured by and then dot 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 dot. I mean, it's just not finished.
Whoa, what happened?
Maybe like the overview project overview.
I don't know about you guys, but my mind is shutting down.
Yeah.
My whole brain has been, I'm like, it's like a hard time focusing. Okay, can we procrastinate some of this right here, because we're gonna be doing this meeting today and we'll know more about what we're doing in this area. And so the measurement that we have to have come up with, what's it called? The key result to measure that would be, is we have so much content that we need to be up. I don't like, Kim had a great suggestion. We're going to be able to do it more successfully. The measurable is we're able to get out so many per day, but right now they haven't been getting out. I don't think that they've been getting out the way they're supposed to be. Matter of fact, I was talking to Kamran, he says actually went backwards, not forwards. So I want to find out why it's went backwards and not forward, if it's the leadership problem over here, or what has caused it to go backwards and not forward. We should be making momentum. So what's causing us not to go forward? So somebody's not getting invited, or somebody's not getting, deadlines sent to them. Somebody's not knowing when we're supposed to have them up. Somebody's not knowing where to go to get their stuff. So originally I talked to Kamran, and he said there's supposed to be 2 new ones a day and 2 old ones posted every day. So my question is, do they have to rebuild them for each platform that they put it on, or can they just transfer that information to that platform?
We're going to talk about that today, right?
Yes, right. Yeah. So our measurement, I'm looking for the key measurement thing. The key result. So my key result would be what? Does anybody know? Tina?
What's, like, whether that's systemizing 7 roles on the team, or having a new person to fill each role, each of the 7 roles.
By having like one person responsible for each.
One person being responsible for 7 roles, for one of the 7 roles.
Yeah.
Roles.
Who
Where
was
are these
trained
7 roles at? Where is that?
on the org chart.
Lord help me. And I think I missed that training period, because I'm like, this is new. I've never heard this. It's
So
except for
by
the
having
days.
one person
Mhm.
responsible for each
For one role of the 7.
Who were trained by the system.
My mind is definitely stretched.
That's okay. We can get back to it.
Yeah.
We can call it quits today and just
I think we made progress.
we made
Oh, yeah.
serious progress.
So if we did that, that's the most important part.
Just may God give us wisdom to know how to prioritize our time, how much time to spend on each of these steps, so that we can finish under between an hour and a half to 2 hours is what this is allotted for.
It is. And I think it will help once I'm able to take the notes and put them on, like I said, so that we don't jump around. And it's still, because it's only done once a month, it's still, the bouncing around thing is really confusing still to me. Jumping from here to here to here instead of just working a page, instead of just like, no, go back up to step 4.
It just, what will really help you is once you anchor in your mind, what is the purpose? What's the outcome of step 4? The outcome of step 5. When you attach in your mind step 4 is just all of our actionable steps, then you won't be confused thinking like, why are we bouncing? You're like, no, every actual step goes in step 4. It doesn't matter where we are on the page, all actual steps go there. Then it helps you to keep that in your mind.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, I think we should close since we're losing people by dropping like flies. Okay. So, but we did not be able to put on there on what week, 1, 2, or 3. But me and Kathy should go back and put that in there if that's okay today, because her and I are going to be working on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
What, me?
Good.
Okay, Father in heaven, thank you, Lord, for this time that we got to plan the month out and see what we need to do, how to move forward. We ask for wisdom and guidance as we move forward. We thank you, Lord, that you promised that if any of us lack wisdom, us ask of you, who giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given us. So Lord, we thank you for giving us wisdom, and we thank you for just your love and mercy, and for the opportunity to work with and for you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, 11, 12. Kathy, before we meet, let's take a little break here now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my brain.
I always